Yeah.
Now, speaking of really silly ideas, Ted Baillieu won't rule out this idea of having a preference deal with the Greens. I see that Helen Kroger, Senator Helen Kroger, who was the former state leader of the Liberal Party, has taken a swipe at the... She stirred it up and she's put Ted right in it today.
Well, like many people, she's not helping Ted and doing it quite deliberately, unfortunately, I think. And it's a bit hypocritical of Helen. She was president of the party in 2002 when she, as president, put Labor last and preferenced the Greens above Labor. So for her to be coming out now saying we shouldn't be doing it is just hypocritical.
What's her motive?
Oh, look, I don't know. And look, these 5 reasons she gives about why you shouldn't vote for the Greens, one of which I think is euthanasia, and I think that's an issue that we should have on the agenda, to be quite honest. I think it's wrong that we can put our dogs down, but we as a human being can't choose when we want to die when very ill. She says she's opposed to the Greens because they'll put up more taxes. You tell me one government, Labor or Liberal, that haven't put up taxes. Yes. What a load of crogs. All I'm saying is, I don't mind the Greens. They've got every right to put their hand up and they've got every right to be supported if people are silly enough to support them, in the same way that I would say they're silly enough to support Labor. But the reality is, right now, out in the marketplace, that this is not an issue that is affecting the public. This is an issue that is affecting one junior senator, who I think's been put up to do this. There's no way she could have written this in a fit.
Who's put it up? Who's put her up to
I'd hate to think, but
you've made the allegation.
It's not
so
Helen. Helen couldn't do this.
Well, who do you reckon would have been?
5 points here that don't make sense.
I'm going to try again. Who do you think would have
probably
put her
the
up
Labor Party. Probably anyone could have put her up to it. The Labor Party are the ones who have to decide what they want to do on the Greens.
It's Senator Kroger, who you obviously don't like.
I love her dearly. But I'm just saying...
It's not been put up by the Labor Party.
No, it's come from the Liberal Party, there's no doubt about that.
Well,
where would Helen write this?
Well, who then? You're saying someone is actively sabotaging Mr. Baillieu, so who is doing it?
I am saying someone has brought this issue up to try and make it difficult for Ted, when in fact I think what Ted and the Liberal Party should be doing is focusing on their issues out in election campaign. This isn't an issue of the Liberals making. This is an issue of Labor.
So why would someone from the Liberal Party want to make it difficult to Mr. Baillieu a month out from the state election?
Because it's happened before, and it will always happen. It's the nature of politics.
Why doesn't he kill it then? Why doesn't he kill it and say there's no deal with the preference, preference deal with the Greens?
Hang on. Why does he have to do that? Why doesn't the Premier have to do it?
I'll tell you why.
Why doesn't the Premier have to do it?
I'll tell you why.
Why doesn't the Premier have to do it?
I'm trying to
Why don't you put equal weight on getting a commitment from the Premier of this state who hates the Greens, who's out there attacking them all the time? You get a commitment from them.
All right, now let me answer your original question, which is why does
You're going to answer my original question?
Oh, here we go. Why does Ted...
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Why does Ted Baillieu need to answer this? I'll tell you why. Because when the party room got together and voted him as leader, he won. Okay, so that's why he's got to answer to it.
Sorry, what is that?
Well, he's the leader of the party. That's why he has to answer to it.
He's got to show strength.
The reason he's answering is because he won in a party room election. Makes him the boss.
So what do you say? What do you want from dear Ted?
What I would like him to come out today and say, no, we are not going to put the Greens above the Labor Party.
Well, sorry, we've done that at every election.
Yeah,
right.
So, but this is an unusual election because they're now running at around 20% according to the polls.
Our opponents are the Labor Party, not the Greens. We have had a policy for many, many years, as late as the federal election a few months ago, where the Liberal Party in Victoria and in Canberra put the Greens ahead of Labor, right? Now, if you're saying, you men of great courage and knowledge and involvement in political parties, that on your basis...
Do you think you know a guy and then he grows a moustache?
I wouldn't do that at all. I wouldn't change it. I would leave it exactly as it is.
But would you then have the strength to come on radio stations or to hold a press conference and say, OK, I'm not going to change it?
I'll tell you what I'll do. Righto, I'm now back in the saddle. I'm Premier or Opposition Leader.
You'd have to shave that moustache. There's no way anyone would vote for you with that.
That's a real possibility.
Go on, sorry.
If I was leader today, I would be saying that the policy that the Liberal Party have had for years in terms of preferences in an election remains, right? And we place Labor last, and the only time I think we've made an exception to that is on the Hanson issue. Remember that? I think
I admired you for that.
Thank you. I think that's the only time we did it. Outside of that, always Labor last, and I would go into this election with Labor last again. And the Helen Krogers and those who are saying we're going to do something, I'm telling Ted that he should be doing something different in a few weeks' time compared to what they did in the federal election is absolute hypocrisy. And Helen's record of supporting the Greens above Labor is there for everyone to see.
I might mention too, we did ask Senator Helen Kroger to come on.
And what did she say? What did she say? Hey, tell me. I guarantee you she won't come in and talk about it.
Will you let me finish?
Well, tell me.
We called Senator Helen Kroger and would not come on the program today.
Why not? She's happy to have something written for her on the front page of the bigger circulating paper, and she won't come in here and defend what she has called for.
Well, hopefully she will now, having heard
come on, Helen,
this allegation.
get on the phone, come in here, sit down, and actually justify how you voted, put the Greens above Labor previously, and now you're saying to Ted he should do something different than you yourself.
I tell you what.
I'll contact her again.
We'll give her a call right now. We'll ask her, give her another chance to come on the program. It's 10:20. We'll take a break. We'll move on. We'll come back. You've got a good Telstra story. Don't start talking a lot again, but you've got a Telstra story.
Happy birthday to you.
We'll come back after this.